All right, we ready? I'd like to. You good with this, right? Okay, yeah, fine. I'd like to call to order the second budget public hearing. Gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the second budget public hearing and the first vote to establish the operating budget for the Cumberland Fire District for fiscal year 19. Let us first stand and pledge allegiance and then take a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a moment of silence, please? Thank you, and be seated. I'd like to do a roll call first. Commissioner Scullin?
Here.
Commissioner Champagne?
Here.
Commissioner Hogan?
Here.
Commissioner Archibald?
Here.
Commissioner Santoro?
Here.
Commissioner Jones?
Here.
Commissioner Willett is here. All right, let us begin our second budget. Commissioner Champagne, I turn the meeting over to you at this moment.
Thank you, Chair. It'll be the same procedures that we did the other night. We'll go line item by line item. Once a section is closed, we can't go back to it. That'll stop us from jumping all over the place. If the commissioners have any questions, speak up. You'll be recognized under that category. So in the revenue, last year, income from taxes was $7,425,469. This year we anticipate $7,722,487. Other income last year was $532,828. This year anticipation is $702.022. The total revenue, July 17th to June 18th, $7,958,297. July 2018 to June 2019, it'll be $8,424,509.
Commissioner Champagne, question?
Go ahead.
On the revenue side, income from taxes, June 18 to June 19. Is that number accurate or an estimate?
That's a projection. Correct, Dennis? That's a projection.
Correct, it's 4%.
Because we still have to wait on a town number evaluation, correct?
To set the tax rate. That's what we need to wait for. But what we're projecting is this number. So it's a projection, it's not the exact number, but it's just a projected number. Based on the tax levy.
When the town total value, we don't have the numbers on the town total valuation, correct?
That's correct.
Well, no, we have the levy from the town now. Diane is working on that. But we just don't know what the number is because she's working on it. There's a lot to do with it. She has to change numbers and put in exemptions and all kinds of stuff. She thinks that you'll have a tax rate by the next meeting.
By Tuesday's meeting?
Yes.
Great.
So, you know, I did tell her your concerns, so she's going to do her best to have a rate.
And normally every year, Jim, the tax rate is set at our second meeting, not our first meeting, not this meeting. Like last year and the year before, the tax rate was set at once the final budget was approved.
Oh, yeah, I understand that, because we can make amendments to it, and that could change that final number.
That's right.
Well, so this time, because last time we made amendments at the second meeting, this time I'm going to implore you to make all of your amendments tonight. If you make additional amendments on the second meeting, you'll have to have a third meeting, which will mess up the TANs, because we're supposed to get the money on Wednesday. We're having the meeting Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll get the money on Wednesday morning. So that's, That's what I'm saying, is we have to do all the amendments tonight if you have any.
Okay, I'm done with that section.
Okay, expenses, equipment, maintenance, and repairs, 246,000. This year, we're asking for 226. Is there any reason to go through the whole, anybody have any questions?
Commissioner Jones? Under 6110?
That's, pages of it stuff,
On page
yeah.
3.
Okay.
Yep.
He's a question.
Okay, just a question or observation, and just so that this information carries on to future boards in future years. We used to have a line for equipment purchases, meaning fire apparatus, not necessarily portable equipment, but vehicles. And it was it built every year, and I see that went away, and it's actually line 6110. I'm not sure of what the previous number category was on that. But I had asked the chief to develop, Commissioner Archibald and I asked to have develop a forecast, a rough forecast and inventory of our apparatus so we could come up with a long-term plan to address vehicle replacements. So they have that, chief?
Yes.
Okay, I have that.
So Commissioner Jones, are you suggesting that we make 6110.02 vehicle maintenance or truck maintenance line item so that it is more specific? We add a line item to the budget for that?
I believe what he's trying to say is in the future, to go back to the days that we had a truck fund. We used to have a truck fund,
Right.
and we used to put money in it
Okay.
every year.
All right.
This year, we really don't have the money to put in that truck fund, because we've spent money with the ladder truck and et cetera.
Yeah.
So, am I correct, Dana, to say that what you had
Well, I'll
spoken
take
to
it
me
one step
about is
further.
that...
There are departments that have, in form of resolution, master plans on equipment replacement. It's just to give a good forecast for future boards, especially finance, as to what to expect coming down the road 2, 3, 4 years from now or more. So it could either be done in that means through a resolution, that we get the subcommittee together on capital improvements to do a good analysis and a good forecast, just so it's recorded. I'm not concerned about this budget, because Chief, can you explain, like, with the ladder one, you take it from there and how that number rolls out?
Is this, I'm just wondering, should we get this specific about it right now?
No, don't need to, I just wanted to get it out there that it probably will be necessary to have some means of continuity of the needs of the department. You know,
I think the
All right.
intent is to have a 1-year, 3-year, 5-year plan. Excellent idea, Dana. I agree with you 100%. Tonight is more the budget.
That's right.
And I agree with you 1,000%. And I agree with the chairwoman. that-
I'm not requesting any action at all on this budget. I just want it known that
Yes.
it's advisable to have a line item
Sure.
that builds up
Yep,
to offset any loans for new apparatus.
absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so what I would suggest is that the subcommittee get together and do a little research, work with the chief, and then maybe in the fall, do a presentation to the full board.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for bringing that up. Back to you, Commissioner Champagne.
Utilities. Last year was $449,070, this year $439,570. Any questions? Any comments,
I don't know what I made up on this one.
other than fire hydrant bills?
That is my question, how do you know that? Is that a,
Madam Solicitor told us that her work was that it's been useless. Couldn't get
no,
any-
I'm not going down that road again. We beat that one to a dead horse.
Right.
We have to buy the system and take it over. Is that a Pawtucket hydrant fee, is that the accurate number, 138,000?
Yes.
Pawtucket's now lower than Cumberland's number?
Well,
There's been a lot of, the Pawtucket system is somewhat stagnant for building, where the Cumberland system has expanded greatly in the last few years.
Okay. Been a long time since Cumberland's overridden Pawtucket with their prices.
any other questions on the category?
I'll get you, I should have had the exact breakdown of each hydrant, but I'll get that for the end of the month and report back how many hydrants are in each system.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Contracted salaries. The chief is requesting under line 6400.03 to reduce that by $10,000.
Make a motion.
Hold on a second. And that $10,000 will be placed under 6,600 administrative salaries.
I make that motion.
Commissioner Santoro makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Are you doing both right now? You're subtracting from
Subtracting
6,400,
Yep,
03, and you're adding to
6,600.
6,600.
6,600.
Yes, please.
Who made the second?
Archie.
I did.
Archie made the second. All in favor?
Aye.
What are we doing here? The line?
He's taking, I'm sorry, go ahead.
On the 6,400, 64.03. Overtime wages.
Overtime
You're
wages.
taking 10,000 out of that and moving it to administrative salaries. Putting it here.
Why are we taking out of overtime, moving to administrative salaries?
Chief, do you want to expand on what you requested, why you request?
It's the only line item I could come up with to reduce by 10,000 so that we could get a part-time employee in the admin office to learn the payroll system, to assist with tax collections, to assist with fire prevention. All the other lines were just so tight that it's the only line that I had any type of hope and breathing room in.
Okay.
I'm voting no on that.
Okay.
Okay, so there's going to be a 6 to 1 with Commissioner Scullin voting nay. Retirees, 143,300 last year, this year 170,222.
Question, Commissioner Champagne.
Go ahead, sir.
Last year, this is just a line move where we're putting in for the COLA retirees. Was that just a standalone item in last year's budget?
It was a
So,
standalone.
okay, so we just
That was the-
everything together. Okay.
Right, that's the self-COLA.
Right.
Any other questions? Administration. Last year was 487,100, this year's 505,700.
Wrong line.
Wrong one.
407,923 last year, this year 420,460.
You gotta add,
Is that-
we're gonna add
Is
the
that gonna be added
10,000.
in?
That's, I'll give you that new number.
10,000,
Okay.
That's gonna be adding $10,000 to that.
so 470.
No,
No, 430.
430.
430, 460.
That's right, sorry.
What's that?
That should be 470.
460,
Oh, yeah.
420 and 10 is 430, right?
yep.
Yeah.
430, 470, 460.
Yep.
It's definitely close.
Administrative expenses.
No, when I'm done with administration yet, you got the right number now?
Yeah, I got the right number.
All right,
All right, we're all set.
all right.
All right.
I have a amendment I would like to make to line 6600, administrative salaries. We have an open job now that has yet to be filled, and due to this budget being very high, I am proposing we not fill that position. And I believe that job is supposed to pay $39,000, so I would reduce 6,600 by 39,000, and then any other line item down in that category that would be reduced subsequent to removing that 39,000.
So under administration, you want to make a motion lowering administrative salaries by 39,000.
Correct.
And there just has to be a, also on the other side,
An increase somewhere.
an increase on somewhere or a decrease on revenue.
Well, let me ask the chief. Chief, do you think that, or Dennis,
thought this was
Yeah,
a
it's-
part-time position.
Excuse me?
well,
But I'm just-
is there a second to that
No,
motion?
no, I was
there's
just
not.
wondering,
Not yet.
So we,
should it be stated where that money's gonna be going first?
yes.
I thought so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought- Yeah.
So where do you want
For
to put that?
Mr. Commissioner Scullin to finish.
Point of order.
Sorry.
Should we have a second and then under discussion on this? We don't even have a second, so you
Well-
basically really can't even be discussing this until you have a second on the motion.
Right.
Right,
But he has
but
to-
he has to finish his motion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's
he
fine.
needs to add the other side of
Correct.
it, that's
Okay.
all. Yep,
Okay.
I agree, yep.
You gotta move, where you gonna move the 39,000 to?
Gonna take it right out of the budget.
So that's revenue, Commissioner Scullin, right?
So it comes out of revenue side.
You want to take it out of taxes, income from taxes.
Right, we wouldn't be getting that. We wouldn't
Wait,
be-
we're adding 39,000 to
Yeah.
it. Or we're just gonna
Subtracting.
we're just taking it out entirely.
You'd be subtracting 39,000 from your income from taxes, so,
So we taking this off the 8,424,000?
yes, and the income from taxes, the 7,722,487. And this is I just want to make, this is one of the reasons why you don't want the tax rate until the last meeting, at least, because of the amendments, so.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr.
Okay.
Hogan.
Now there's discussion.
Roll.
Now there's
Now,
discussion.
If I could just ask the chief, who's been in the office every day, do you believe we can survive in the office without that position being filled? And Mr. Finley, who's on that side every day? Dennis?
It's imperative, I believe, to have 3 people, well, 2 full-timers in there. You know, when we start getting taxes in, the amount of mail that arrives, the posting, to have one person do it, our cash flow is gonna diminish greatly because you're basically going to be putting it out 2 to 2.5 times what the process is when you have the additional full-timer to do a processing. You know, what they do now is especially on a, well, from just about the time the bills go out until August,
And now I'm doing this.
there'll be additional people in there just opening the mail for the tax collectors. Then they'll start putting their batches together. As people come in to pay at the window, Claudia, the part-timer, will be taking care of them. And, you know, it's quite a process to see. You know, if we take that position out, we're just going to be hindering our cash flow for our deposits.
Dennis?
When I first came into the department, I noticed one of my first concerns became the lack of office staff compared to other organizations. And also, I brought it to the chief's attention that suppose, hopefully not, but suppose somebody is out for long-term. For whatever reason it may be. Suppose somebody leaves for whatever reason it may be. There's that learning curve. You are going to be so behind in your paperwork that has to be up to date for cash flow, for recording purposes, for MLCs that come in. The MLCs I think have tripled the amount of information that's required, because it seems like Cumberland's the hottest spot right now in the state, for one of the hottest spots in the state. But I firmly believe that you need this person, because there are very many times when everybody is out full bore and there's still work to be done. And that was, you know, I suggested that as a consideration for this budget.
You're talking about when you came in additional, beyond your volunteerism. And we lose you volunteering soon, right? And
Yes.
You're volunteering,
For 75 days.
and that ends in like 2 weeks, whatever.
Around there,
Yeah. So,
Question, Chief, if I might. Now, we're at 2 full-timers, Diana's a part-timer, and you want to put another full-timer on, is that?
No, we're at one full-timer,
Okay.
one part-timer,
Okay.
which is, she just works 3 days a week,
Okay.
9 to 3. This person that we're proposing to hire would be to take Diane's position in
That's-
the full-time
Yes.
Day-to-day operations,
administrative
basically.
operations work.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really,
When
sorry,
we put Diane in as finance director, it quickly became minimal 15, 20 hours a month that she was doing to finance, but a lot more administrative work between uploading the videos, preparing the agendas, getting the resolutions ready, doing the quarterly statements for the Department of Revenue, assisting with tax collection, assisting with the late notices going out for the tax collection, the MLC request, which I think we're over 1,000 this year. Just in the refinancing method, everybody needs to have know what their taxes are when they refinance, and there was over 1,000 requests for that, besides the over 200 home sales that transpired in the town. So there is a lot of paperwork that needs to be done on a daily basis.
So it wouldn't be feasible to just, during your busy time, to bring in a part-time person to handle the overflow of what the other girls, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going either way. I'm not saying that I don't support hiring another
Consistency is what we need. You know, I need the consistency so that if Pam is out, there's no drop in
service.
in service and response. And the intricate part of the Vision software is you have to be with it all the time. It's not like Microsoft Word where if you make a mistake, you just go back and delete. You make a mistake with this, you jeopardize the whole tax program. So it's got to be somebody that's trained on the program so that we don't have interruptions.
Well, I'm just basically looking to see if we can save some money somewhere, but I mean, if it's a necessity, you know, a position that's very, necessary, then it's...
We looked at all, and for the cash flow to keep going, you know, this is not one to cut.
Thank you.
And that is exactly it. This is replacing Diane's position, and the woman who left was Diane's position, and that's what we need. So,
Okay,
all
thank
right.
you.
Well, my position is we have to cut this budget somewhere. There's very few places to cut. And this job is currently not filled. And we have to learn to do with less. This district is just going out of control spending. We gotta cut something here. You look at the residents' budget, where are we gonna cut?
100% right. But you know what? If we don't have this person, like Mr. Finley is saying, then the mail is going to sit there, and there's going to be no opening of mail, no deposits being made. That office, if you visit that office during the day, you will see that we have a full-time tax collector, we have a part-time girl that comes in as well, and the place is humming like a beehive with work. And we all know that you can't keep on putting things aside and just hope and pray. That office is what brings the money in so we can operate the fire district. Money not being deposited in a timely manner and sitting there because they're busy doing other things that have to be done right away is really foolish. Now, years ago, it may have been done by other fire departments or fire districts, but we have big numbers and we have a lot of personnel, and this money has to get into the bank.
Yeah.
And you can't have one girl doing 3 jobs at the same time and taking care of the window and coming back and she doesn't even remember where she was. Now has to start all over again because she keeps on getting bothered in what she's doing. No different than anybody else here that has a job that you can't be bothered every 5 minutes or every 3 minutes to go to the window or to take care of a phone call. You can't just keep on doing it. These people are not octopus. They only have 2 hands and 1 mind. So with that being said,
Then we added 10 more thousand to that line item to hire somebody else. It's like another part-timer. Considering when we got started this a couple of years ago, everybody was supposed to be part-time. Nobody was supposed to be over 32 hours a week. That went out the window. That's why this administration cost is so high.
okay.
Because the first board did a horrible job of setting this up, and now we're stuck with it. And we
Yeah,
refuse to move off it.
Okay.
Wasn't, what they were gonna hire this person at, and what Diane works part-time, wasn't that her total salary?
Diane is working less than part-time.
No, that wasn't my question.
Yeah, so,
Wasn't the 2 of them put together what Diane was making when she was full-time?
yes,
Yes.
that's what it was
So all
supposed
you're
to be.
doing is just,
It's a break even.
you're just splitting her salary,
That's what the intention was, yes.
It's two employees for one.
one salary.
And Diane, I'll tell you, Diane, literally Diane put in over 50 hours, beyond 50 hours, just in the last 2 weeks, working, and Kelly will tell you, and the chief, with the state, for all of this budget work to get it done. So we're getting out of Diane a lot more than $15,000 a year that she's getting paid. And this new person, we're gonna get this new person for $40,000 or $30,000, that's the range. We're gonna get 2 employees for the same payment we were getting out of 1 employee. So when you're talking about, Diane's salary, $15,000 sounds like a lot of money for a part-time employee, but she's doing a heck of a lot more work than she's being paid for, trust me.
Any other comments? Okay, let's have a vote.
Commissioner, one question, if I may. Line 670302, legal CBA.
we're not in that.
Oh, I'm
section.
sorry.
We're not in
Okay,
that section. We're
okay.
still under administration.
All right.
Administration. Okay. Want a roll call vote, Mrs. Solicitor?
Sure.
Okay. Commissioner Jones?
No. This is on the amendment, right?
Yes.
No.
A no vote.
Okay, no vote, means
A no vote means
No amendment.
no amendment. Okay.
Commissioner Santoro?
No.
Commissioner Ashenbaum?
No.
The chair?
No.
Mr. Commissioner Hogan?
No.
Yes.
Mr. Scullin is yes. And I vote no.
So now,
We're still at the end. 6-1.
Okay. That closes that section. Administrative expenses, $487,100. This year, $505.750.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
67, once again, we'll try it again. 6703.02, legal CBA,
Right.
$25,000 increase. Can I ask why, if there's no negotiations going on now? Is this what's budgeted?
Negotiations would normally start after January 1st, because their contract ends June 30th of 2019, correct,
Okay.
Chief?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
that's so if the chief,
this
the,
budget's going to cover the negotiation period.
Okay.
Please try.
No, it's
Let's try to save money.
Well,
Try.
Can I ask a question? Mr. Chairman?
yes,
Chief, correct me if I'm not wrong, wasn't that originally legal 01 at 10 and 30? And we adjusted it to be 20 and 20?
No.
Or
no,
20.
No, at the finance subcommittee, we just increased the .01 line to 20,000, and the .02 line stayed at 30,000.
I thought we had hoped to keep it at 40 as a total. Or was that the intent to increase it to 50 as a total for Ms. Morris's annual, which is a fantastic rate, not complaining, amazing, and for the CBA? Do you want to comment on that?
Well,
How you came up with
in the
those?
finance subcommittee, I had
sometimes I am, but not much.
looked at
That's not my
the district legal bills, and it was right around $10,000. And the subsequent work that the council had done, resolutions and such, was around $9,500. So going into negotiations, I just figured the resolutions would be offset what she would be involved in negotiations. That's why.
Does that make sense?
For
What you just said?
a background and to just have it coded so that the auditors would follow it correctly was the reason it went that way. But
So do you think we could...
looking now, we'll probably use as much with the TANs and the requirements of the TANs going forward. So it's in there.
Do you want to keep it
And
in...
move forward, I wouldn't adjust it at this point.
Okay.
any other questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
6701, insurance. Is that number all VFIS?
That should be all VFIS, correct, Chief? That's not Blue Cross.
That's not Blue Cross, that's VFIS and that's Beacon
The Beacon.
for workers' comp for the civilian employees.
They're all accurate numbers, they've already submitted
Yes.
Correct.
their increases?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have the contract, but I have the verbal commitment that's a firm number.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else? Yeah, that section's closed. Employee expenses. Last year was 19,550. This year, 12,850.
Affiliated Fire Associations. Well, it's just like the
Hearing no questions, let's move on, it's closed. Other, $50,500, $60,000 this year.
Mr. Chairman, I was looking at this earlier. Some numbers have changed from our original one and this corrected one. Just the corrected one. The financial advisor changed a little bit. Were they just adjustments in who was getting paid what?
Which line item are you talking about on the road?
7085.04.
85.
Chance Financial Advisor.
Our first sheet had them at,
If I may,
Four.
all of the TANs is 14,000 even. I don't remember making a change because that's the number.
I don't remember making a change from that.
And the only other thing that I would suggest, and I don't know how the board wants to handle it, but next year, you're going to have to borrow another TANs, the way this is going. So you're going to have all of that expense except for the interest in fiscal year 19. So this year, we're paying the fees in 19 for this TANs that we're going to borrow next week.
Yeah,
Next TANs, you want to consider, I don't know where you're going to get the money, but paying for it in the year that you're actually, obtaining the TANs.
Right.
Except for the interest. So if you don't increase this, then you're going to be behind again next year. So it's up to you, but I want you to be aware of the...
right, I think it's an issue that we have to address next year.
Okay.
I just think that at this late in the game.
Yeah, I just
right,
want the board to be, the whole committee
Yeah.
to be aware.
that it's, and maybe we'll be lucky, and won't need the
Maybe
the
that needs to be
TANs.
said in November.
Okay. Deficit reduction account, 149,155 last year. This year is 60,151.
do we have an explanation of this account?
That is being required, Chief, correct, by the Auditor General?
The auditor-
Payback?
Right.
To pay back
To pay back
the previous years that we ran in the red. They gave us 3 to 5 years?
5.
5 years to catch up with the deficit of last year's budget.
It's a state law, just so you know. It's not just the Auditor General, it's a state law.
So that money's gonna go down towards what we overspent last year by state law.
Okay, okay, I thought that was the payback of the TANs. That's not even in this then. Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Capital improvements was 90,000 last year, this year 25,000. No questions, we're moving on. Station building fund, 90,000 last year, nothing this year. So total expenses for 2017-18 was $7,958,297. This year is $8,424,509.
Motion to approve as amended.
Right, we're gonna add another $10,000 to that, correct?
You already have.
No.
No, oh, I'm
On the-
sorry.
on the bottom,
And
on the
nothing
bottom.
happens because you did it on both sides.
Okay, right, nothing, it's level,
Right.
Motion to approve as amended.
Yeah, you did it.
it's 11. Okay, is there a motion to,
Commissioner Santora just made the motion.
need a motion on what?
Approve as amended.
Second. Do you need a second?
Second.
Mr. Ashenville seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 6-1. Mr. Scullen voting no. Madam Chair, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much.
They decided to turn the air on.
Just as we're about to leave. Is there any public input?
Mr. McAtee, come on.
Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn till next
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Scullin, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Champagne. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We adjourn. Thank you very much, everyone.